Hey there, folks. Hope you're doing well today. Well, the No New Wars president just teamed up with Israel and bombed Iran. It's not like Donald Trump ran on No New Wars. Not like this is the 20th betrayal that MAGA has experienced through this toxic relationship they have with their dear leader. So today we thought we'd look at a die-hard MAGA supporter, in fact, someone who goes on the radio and spreads MAGA cope. So let's put ourselves in his perspective. You're a professional turd polisher. This is the 20th time Donald Trump has betrayed his MAGA base. How do you spin it? What light do you try to put this in? Let's see Brian's approach.
So, of course, I've been following, as you have, everything that's going on with the war with Iran. And, the left have this thing going on that Trump has started a war. And there's a lot happening with the left. Well, what about his campaign promise of not starting any new wars? And what they're leaving out, and I don't know if they're leaving it out or if they're just too stupid to understand, but President Trump did not start a new war. This is a war that's been going on since they took our embassy in 1979.
Okay, so again, just to add some context, Israel somehow convinces the Trump administration to go bomb Iran without congressional approval. And this is the best part, right? So many of these people on the right like to talk about how they're all about the Constitution. Guess what? It's the Constitution that literally says only Congress can declare war. So all of these assholes on the right who are acting like they're all about the Constitution, throw this shit in their face. Nonetheless, when he goes to make an excuse of why Donald Trump has attacked another country, he says, no, this wasn't us attacking them, this was them attacking us. Up is down, down is up. MAGA countries really fucked up.
This is a war that started when the Iranians took our embassy in 1979. And, you look at the troubles of the world involving Islamic terrorism, it's all because of Iran. And, the Hezbollah, all these organizations, it's all Iran. It always has been Iran. And I was talking on the stream yesterday morning, big misunderstanding that a lot of people have is they want to say, well, Israel's the fault of all the trouble in the Middle East. That's not the case at all. It's Iran.
Okay, so let's address this. Yes, Iran is a dangerous threat. They are an adversary to the United States. There's no question about that. But when the Trump administration starts attacking foreign adversaries without the congressional approval that's required, again, because of the Constitution, and with Israel's involvement on top of that, it really does look like Israel has some type of leverage on Donald Trump. And this is where the conspiracy theorists can easily say, hey, wait, Jeffrey Epstein, he was collecting all this info on people. It looks like he was really tied to Israel. All these files are coming out. What if Israel was putting the pressure on Donald Trump right now to do their bidding? I don't know. Usually we try to debunk those types of conspiracy theories, but we're just walking those out. Okay, but let's dive deeper and really show that MAGA has no understanding of the Middle East whatsoever.
Iran is responsible for all the troubles in the Middle East. That's just the way it is. And, people don't like to deal with that. They don't want to accept that, but that's the case. And, President Trump has made an incredible alliance with the Middle Eastern countries, and they all want Iran's Islamic Republic to be out of commission and have Iran to be a free country, to stop all this war and death and destruction and terrorism in the Middle East.
Okay, and so we see Brian make the claim that the other countries in the Middle East want Iran to be free. And it really shows, again, he has no understanding. Outside of Israel, there are no free countries in the Middle East. And you could try to make an argument that Lebanon is partially free or Jordan is partially free. But in Jordan, the king still holds ultimate power. And in Lebanon, there's this sectarian political system. So again, none of those countries are going to want the United States invading Iran because they could be next.
The Iranian people are even behind us on this. So don't believe all this garbage that you're hearing from liberals, okay? Because it's all just that, garbage. See, this is going to be a big test for some of the influencers. And there's a couple of different types. You know, you have the younger influencers who just haven't been alive long enough to have perspective on everything that Iran's been involved in. They just don't understand because they just haven't been around long enough. But, you know, they have a show on YouTube or some following on social media and they think they know something and they really don't, you know. And, you know, I was a little kid. I was in the 3rd grade when the Iranians took our embassy in Tehran.
And this last clip is a great example of what it's like being on the right, a snapshot of living on the right, where all of your arguments just suck. The much more notable event that happened during that time that he's leaving out is that the United States invaded the Middle East over weapons of mass destruction that never existed. But this is what we keep finding. They have such a short-term memory. Donald Trump betrays them over and over and over again, and they just keep coming back for more. The nonsense they spew on his behalf, and they pull the shit out of their ass. All of this behavior could not be more similar to people in a cult following a cult leader.
Leopards are eating my face.